And instantly the stock went to $6 to $9 a share. So that was the price at which somebody else was willing to buy that seat, me being one of them. And I own 1/8, little more than 1/8 of all the seats in that theater. So I must like the movie.
This video is sponsored by Hypercharts. Sign up to Hypercharts using the referral code NEWMONEY or use the referral link in the description and save 10% for your first year of Hypercharts Premium. Details in the description. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing a clip with you guys of Mohnish Pabrai discussing exactly how stocks crash. And this is a clip that I really wanted to include in my last video that I made about Mohnish Pabrai. However, it ended up being a little bit too long, so I thought I would just make a quick standalone kind of video on this clip. So for context, in this Q&A session, somebody asked Mohnish Pabrai about his position in Seritage Growth Properties. And Seritage Growth Properties, that is a stock that Mohnish Pabrai has owned in his fund since Q2 of 2020. He bought it after the stock crashed from about $40 per share all the way down to about $6.50. So crashed massively, but Mohnish, in trying to avoid direct commentary on the position that he owns, instead uses this analogy to explain why he bought Seritage Growth Properties. And it's a fantastic analogy because, as I said before, it explains why all stocks crash, not just Seritage. So have a listen. This is quite a long clip, so I'm just going to play the clip out in its entirety and then we'll come back after and have a bit of a discussion about it. So here it is.
The stock market is like a theater. And in the theater, the rule is that every seat has to be occupied. Or in other words, if there is a business and it has 10 million shares outstanding, every one of those shares has to be owned by somebody. There's no shares just sitting there with nobody else. So the seats in the theater are fully occupied. And they always have to be fully occupied. And now there's a fire in the theater, or someone yells fire. So when you hear the word fire, you want to just get up from your seat and go to the exit. You don't want to really ask any questions, whether there's a real fire or a fake fire. You just say, I am out of here. But there's a rule in this theater, which is different from the other theaters, that you can only leave your seat if you find somebody else to take your seat, because that share has to be held by someone, right? So it's not like you can just leave the theater and the seat will be empty. No, the rule is you can leave the theater, but you need to find somebody outside who will come and sit inside the theater. And so, you go outside the theater and say, listen, it's okay. The movie is great. There's a little bit of fire and there's some smoke, but don't really worry about it. It's really probably nothing. But I'm giving you my ticket, which cost me $10. Please, you can have it for 50 cents. Do you want to take it? And the guy says, not really. He says, listen, please take it for 25 cents. Okay. So there is a clearing price for the ticket because you can't leave till somebody sits in your seat. And so now we will answer the question on Seritage at some point when I don't own it. Okay. Sometime in the future, I will not own it. But I would just say that before COVID, Seritage was trading at $35 or $40 a share. And there was suddenly a fire. And instantly the stock went to $6 to $9 a share. So that was the price at which somebody else was willing to buy that seat, me being one of them. And I own 1/8, little more than 1/8 of all the seats in that theater. So I must like the movie. It may be a little warm under my seat, but the movie is great.
How good is that clip? I really, really like that analogy, because not only does it explain why Seritage Growth Properties went down, why Mohnish Pabrai then wanted to buy in, but it just explains why any stock goes down and why investors might want to buy into any stock at a lower price. So as Mohnish Pabrai says, every share has to be owned. All the seats in the theatre have to be taken. If there's a fire, you can't leave until you find someone else that's willing to take your place. And of course, if there's a fire, most people won't want to take your place, even if you're watching the flippin' Wolf of Wall Street. So in order for that person to take your place, they're going to need a really good deal. And when Mohnish bought Seritage Growth Properties in Q2 of 2020, that was right at the height of the global lockdown. So at that point in time, that's pretty much where every single theatre on the planet had some level of fire in it. And if I was to add to the analogy a little bit here, what I would say is what we're doing as investors is we're trying to stand at the entrance to these theatres, and we're trying to kind of get a little peek inside of what's going on. And we've got to decide, what theatres are really burning to the ground and what theatres, I think there might just be a little bit of smoke, but I see a fire extinguisher over there on the wall, so it's probably not too bad. For example, travel-related businesses like airlines, cruise lines, hotels, holiday parks, those sort of companies, if we looked into those theaters, they were really burning. So in that case, it was very hard for the investors that were trying, or the ticket holders that were trying to rush towards the exit, it was very difficult for them to get out, and they had to really sell their tickets very cheaply in order to escape the theater. Whereas companies like Netflix or Google or Facebook, any of those kind of companies, really, there wasn't much of a fire going on. I think some of the people in that theater just kind of smelled a little bit of smoke, and that's why they all wanted to rush towards the door. So overall, we as investors are looking at all these theaters where the people in the theater are trying to rush towards the exit, and we have to decide on two things. We have to figure out how good the movie is, how much do we want to watch that movie, and we also have to figure out how big is that fire going to be. If the fire is really raging and the movie's not really that good, then we're probably going to take a pass, right? However, if the movie is fantastic and people are only just smelling a little bit of smoke and you see that fire extinguisher on the wall, then chances likely that we can get a really good deal and everything's going to be totally fine. So what the analogy is ultimately telling us is, first of all, we want a good business, so we want to go and watch a really good movie. Secondly, we need to make sure that the event is short-term and is not going to cripple the business. So we just want to smell smoke, we want to see the fire extinguisher, we don't want to see that fire that's raging. And then thirdly, we have to make sure that we are getting a good deal. So we are only buying the ticket to get into the theater at a significant discount to what that ticket to see that movie would normally cost. And overall, that is the analogy as to how stocks crash and how we as investors end up getting good businesses at discounted prices. It's really all about panic. As Mohnish Pabrai says, if you're in the theater watching the movie and somebody yells out fire, then you don't really wait around and see if everything's going to be okay. Generally, most people just stand up and they'll go to the exit. But of course, it's everyone trying to leave at the same time that is ultimately what causes the problem. And especially in this analogy where you need to find someone to take your place, of course, if there's a whole heap of people trying to get out at the same time, then it's really a question of who is most desperate to get out of this theater. So of course you have to keep lower. If you really want to get out of the theater, you have to keep lowering and lowering your price until you're the cheapest, until you've got the cheapest ticket that convinces somebody on the outside to buy it and come into the theater. And that is ultimately why stocks crash. The fire has started and people are much more desperate to get out than people are willing to come in. So that is the theatre analogy. That is the reason why stocks crash. And as I said before, this is a clip that I pulled out of a much longer Q&A session that Mohnish Pabrai did quite recently with the students of Georgetown University, I believe it was. So if you are interested, I mean, I've already made one video about just this Q&A. So if you wanted to, I will leave the full Q&A linked down in the description below. It is a very, very good video full of investing nuggets and lessons from Mohnish Pabrai. I don't know, just the way that Mohnish Pabrai talks, he just packs so many investing nuggets into every kind of media appearance he does. So I really enjoyed it. I would definitely encourage you, if you've got an hour, go and have a listen to that talk. And yeah, as I said, link down in the description below. But anyway, that is it for this video today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you are interested in how I go about my investing, passive investing or active investing, a lot of Mohnish Pabrai's kind of principles are what I base my active investing around, alongside, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Peter Lynch, those kind of guys. If you're interested in learning about how I go about my investing, then you can check out Introduction to Stock Analysis. That's linked down in the description below. The links will take you over to PROFITFUL, which is my business that I run alongside the YouTube channel to make sure that the channel stays financially viable. So I really appreciate it if you wanted to check that out. Links down in the description. But that is it for today. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos similar to this. And that's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video, and thanks to Hypercharts for sponsoring this video. If you're a stock market investor and you are not using Hypercharts, I would seriously recommend you check them out. Essentially what Hypercharts does is it takes all those nitty-gritty numbers out of a company's financial statements and it puts it into really nice, easy to understand charts, and they do that quarter after quarter after quarter, year after year after year. Now that's just for free, but if you wanted to upgrade to a premium subscription, you get a whole host of other features. For example, you can compare two companies on the same page, you get access to historical price charts, but interestingly, you also get any company you want their earnings sent to your email address, and you can even sync your calendar with the earnings calendar. So lots of cool stuff going on with Premium. If you did want to check it out, use the referral code NEWMONEY, that's all one word, or simply click the referral link down in the description for you to get 10% off of your first year. So definitely at least check it out. There's lots of stuff on there for free. It's a website I definitely think that all of us stock market investors should be using to identify trends in the companies we like. And thanks very much to Hypercharts for reaching out and agreeing to sponsor some of this content. So if you're interested, check it out. But that is it for today. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.